Okay, for this second section, I'm going to break it down into two parts, but it's going to be more about what it's like for students to actually use the tools that are available to them here. And so I'm going to start with some of the easier low-hanging fruit tools that are available to any student on this device. There's a dictionary. It's installed locally right there on the device servers itself, on your DOC server. There's a typing tutor that allows them to just gain skills typing. But what gets really interesting is something we've had a lot of requests for is actually exposure to some AI models. And so we have built a custom offline AI model for corrections. It runs on a server locally to the DOC. Nothing is being sent to chat or Anthropic or anything like that. This is open source. Anyone can install it on their own server, and we've done that. And we've put up guardrails so that students can have access to this sort of tool. So it'll handle things like I was a porter in a correctional facility for 8 years, and you write a resume for me. And it will talk about things like how to draft a resume and using skills that they might have gained, or things like that. And it'll ask for things about education. I got my GED and started and it will talk at length about educational topics. If you try to do anything about like it will put up the guardrails. I can only talk about educational topics, not going to talk to you about anything else. Really equivalent to like ChatGPT 3.5, something that folks have asked for in a really neat little feature. Something else that we deal with a lot is the desire to use Google Doc Sheets and Slides or Microsoft Office compatibility. We install in the Chrome browser an actual open source document tool that we created. And we really created it with the idea of one, no cost or low cost. You don't need any Google licenses. This is run by Justice Tech Solutions, but is something that is also very ADA accessible because that's something that we deal with a lot. And so this is the Tuesday morning demo. It's got a document creation suite here. Everything is hotkeyed. Everything has got control bar access. Everything will be read by Chromebox, and it also integrates with that AI feature. So I want to discuss native languages and I'll make some errors on purpose. United States, stats I guess is a word, going back to 1700. And you'll see that it will actually do spell check, of course, and we'll be able to do some really neat things with AI if you choose to have this. Otherwise, it just has all of the accessibility features that we might want: high contrast, focusing, the ability to convert to a Word doc before we submit it, or to convert to a PDF. If I went to the AI help, it will review the document for any of these topics. You can have it analyze the full document. And this system, the typing of words, works online or offline. The AI component will only work when you're on the DOC server, and it'll give some ideas and some suggestions for improving the writing as you go. We also have a version of this for Sheets. And I shouldn't say Sheets, it's not Google Sheets. It is a homegrown open source equivalent that will go ahead and build spreadsheets. It'll do very basic charting and sorting, but nothing more than that. It won't handle pivot tables or anything like that. And we also can convert it to Excel before turning it in. And then we also lastly have slides. And the slides have very basic ability to put in text or shapes or import images, but nothing like you would be dealing with in Google Slides or Microsoft Office 365. There is a little shout out in here to Dan Kuntz from the state of Minnesota, who's really helped guide a lot of this. He leaves us inspirational words of wisdom, and so there's this random generator of slides with inspirational words of wisdom. In case anyone ever asks, that's a shout out to Dan for really shepherding a lot of this work out of the state of Minnesota. Thank you to him. One thing I would like to show you while we're in the student view, This student is enrolled in a course. They can click on My Courses and view their courses. The course LMS, the LMS is optional. You can use, Blackboard just like we used CareerSafe, or you can use Canvas or whatever it is you might want. But if you are using our LMS, or you might be using it for certain features, teachers get their own logins, professors or teachers. This is a teacher's login. It's a very simple LMS. They've got courses that they can view. They can edit the courses. They can add modules to the courses. They can do quizzing. They can do grading and grade books and all that sort of stuff, upload their student files. What also is really neat is the ability for them to go live. And so I can share, let me just share both my screen and my camera. And when I do go live, let's just, what is something I can share? I'll just share the entire screen, why not? When I do go live, what you'll see happen on the student side is they just got this red banner that their professor has gone live with the course. So a student can join the course, they can join the broadcast, and they can see the broadcast from the professor's desktop. So the professor's desktop is broadcasting this content, and they can send a message to the instructor. See the screen, and you'll see on this instructor side, they get that message, but only they get that message. There's no public chat or anything like that. And this is running fully offline on your server, so you don't have to use Zoom or websites or anything like that. It's running directly on your DOC server. If the teacher ends the broadcast is stored. It is available for review. The teacher can review it, and they can publish it to the course. They have no ability to delete the broadcast. I'll show you a bit about monitoring after this. But if some student missed that broadcast, they could go to their course, they can view the broadcast, and this is actually the broadcast we just made a few seconds ago, and they can see the whole thing as a broadcasted item. Real quickly, I'll show you a few more of the other features, but I'm going to log in as a staff instead of a teacher as well. Okay, so I'm back. I'm logging in. Instead of a teacher, I'm going to log in as a staff member. This is, again, it usually be a DOC staff member, and it'll help guide some of this as well. DOC staff have the ability to create all of those links and resource tiles that we call them, including things like content collections. So they can create a new content collection. It can be filled with videos or content from staff. This is the name of a content collection where they uploaded a actual video for students to view, or it could be a new content collection and PDFs for safety training. It can be a folder. You can choose what order it appears in and save it, and then you can add items to the collection. So you can PDF 1 or 4, choose what it is, upload those files, and all of that on the student side becomes immediately available if you ask them to have access or you allow them to have access. So for here, this is like uploaded videos from staff, the PDFs for safety training. Those videos are all in here, and students have access to them. Students can also, while they're here, fill out any forms that staff have created. So staff have the ability on this digital forms to create a form. The form can be, I mean, obviously you could do something that's much more creative than this. The first name, text field, create form. So now this form of give me your name should be available to students. And students get in here. They're going to be able to go ahead and actually see those forms. Oh, did I broadcast it? Yes, it's visible. So let me just see if that form showed up. Where did it go? Well done. Resource tile, create a new tile, name form, digital form, select the form, display order 0, save. So now it'll be available to students for them to, sorry, just jumping around, name form, view the collection, enter their name. Obviously you could do this with anything, and a student can submit the form. Form has gotten a response, one response. It's been submitted by the student. The student can return home and go back about their business. We also have the ability to offer print requests. You would select your facility. It's a resume. You would choose to upload the file that you want to have printed from a student's perspective. We don't have any here, but I think we've got some in the examples. So print requests would all show up here. The student has uploaded a docx file. They would view it, and it can be marked as printed or it can be rejected. So we include those print requests. And lastly, of course, I think there's a very often used feature, but the inbox, it doesn't work just for external email. You can talk to your professors or your teachers. If you are in the facility, I can send a message to them. Help with enrollment, and we meet, and send the message. And that message will obviously appear directly here, can we meet, from the student. So those are some of the other features of actually using the system that we have for students.